By the year 2050, the world as you know it may be very different. Parts of Los Angeles could end up like the mythical city of Atlantis, and that's underwater. And this is due because of climate change. When dealing with such a global crisis like the current pandemic, cities as we see them now could either be underwater or extremely different. According to The Guardian, in October of 2018, the United Nations reported that we have 12 years to seriously combat this issue. At the end of this year, we will be entering 2022. That is 8 years from now. And if we get past the point of no return, expect extreme heat, droughts, floods, and extreme poverty. Just 2 days ago, England's environmental agency released a damning report that we either have to adapt or we will die. And if we don't take this climate change seriously, then it will become a huge, huge crisis. They reported by 2050 that the sea levels in England will rise by 9 inches. 30 years later, the sea levels in 2080 in England will rise by 18 inches. This means that we need to start investing in greener technology so people don't die unnecessary deaths. NBC News reported that adaptive measures are being proposed by England at the COP25, which is a climate conference about climate change. News media outlet Vox reported that climate change could also be extremely disastrous to the insurance industry. It's a $5 trillion industry. Just this first half of the year of 2021, they've reportedly lost over $42 billion. That is a 10-year high for the insurance industry. And if we do not combat climate change, this industry could be battered, bruised, and ultimately no longer exist. So, what do we need to do to prevent climate change and prevent a future catastrophe? We must move towards renewable energies first and foremost. That means hybrid vehicles, electric cars, and reducing our carbon footprint. We must also start using more biodegradable resources to mitigate the continued piling of trash. Landfills are slowly getting overexpanded, and it is making it harder and harder to keep pollution from making our ozone layer weaker. And if we do not attack climate change immediately, we may no longer have a planet to inhabit. And people will say you might be attacking industries and losing industries like the fossil fuel industry, but that is just not true. They are also involved in other businesses, and they will always continue to find a way to adapt and make more money. But like I said, if we do not tackle this issue soon, 2050 isn't that far away, and it can go like the snap of your fingers, believe me. We don't know what our planet will end up looking like because of it. Now, just imagine the Santa Monica Pier underwater. CBS News Los Angeles just recently reported a new climate model that it shows exactly that. Imagine the pier, the Ferris wheel, completely underwater because of rising sea levels. And this is all due because climate change is getting much, much worse. So you might ask, what can I do? Little simple things, because if we all do it collectively, it will help. So instead of maybe driving your car down the street to the store, take a walk, ride your bike if everything is near and close by. Use less water when needed. Obviously, we need to drink water, but I mean, you can save on water or take a shower that's not 20 minutes, maybe take a 5-10 minute shower. I mean, I know these sacrifices are hard, but these are things that can help. And do things like, bring your own bag to the grocery store. We don't need to be using those plastic bags. It's good that they're using biodegradable bags now, but later on, it might get to the point where it will be mandatory to bring your own bag. These are things that could end up happening. I would even suggest maybe getting your groceries delivered, but ideally you would want that person to be driving an electric car or a hybrid vehicle, not a fully gas-powered vehicle. But these things are possible. What we did during the pandemic as a collective unit, we shut down, which was hard for everybody, but it also reduced pollution. It showed that it reduced pollution. So these things are possible, and we can do this to help the planet in the near future. And we want to do this for the future generations. So, in closing, when we have a collective mind, anything is very possible. And I think what we can do to prevent lethal climate change is just these small, simple steps, and telling your family, your friends, and being able to do that as well. So overall, you have the power to do this. I have the power to do this. And we can do this together. Thank you.